What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video for me, and I haven't done a video on my second channel in again quite some time. I'm sorry because I just get caught up in the swing of things, and I also have TheElectrics on. I mean, both of those things are really fun for me right now, and I've been having a lot of fun with those, so hopefully you guys have gotten the opportunity to check those out. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I don't really get a chance to talk about this particular thing a lot, so I hope that this can help you guys out. Before I really get into the swing of things and I really highlight some things in this video, I want to issue a disclaimer because every single time I make one of these videos, there's just a large amount of people that want to jump down my throat, that want to automatically jump to conclusions and assumptions based on what I say, and I pretty much just want you guys to know that this is a video I don't necessarily have to make. I like making these types of videos just to kind of get it out there, and I'm gonna try to do this all in one take, so hopefully this won't be too long. But this is a video that hopefully can help some people that are in similar positions as me. And like I just said, it just every single time I make these videos, I think I've done over the course of the past 5-6 years I've been on YouTube, I've shown my blood work probably I want to say like 5 times, and every single time I do it, I always get backlash, and I always get a large amount of people that think they know everything even though they don't. So while I do read the majority of the comments that get posted on this channel, I don't, like, if there's any sort of negativity in anything, I usually don't read the full comment in its entirety, and I just end up deleting it and blocking the person. As a person that gets a large amount of negativity on the regular, it's just something I'm conditioned to do. So while a lot of people probably just laugh at that, that's just the way that I am. So hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from with this. This is my health, and so it's something that I take very seriously, despite the fact that a lot of people think I don't take it seriously. I do, hence why I choose to make videos like this, and that's the reason why I got done what I got done. So yeah, obviously you guys clicked the title of this video because it is a video of me showing you guys my blood work. Now, if you guys are kind of new to my channel or new to my health or my health issues and whatever, you know, has been going on for this large amount of time that I decided to start showing you guys and talking about it, my health, really, it's been kind of just doing this over the past 5-6 years, 10 years, really, ever since, you know, my drastic weight loss, and which spiraled into my eating disorder starting. But just long story short, guys, is over the past 2 years, I've dealt with really severe chronic fatigue, really bad hypothyroidism. It's been really bad. And for the first time in a long time over the past few months, I've felt a lot better. My fatigue is really, honestly, it's always been there. And I would say that in my lack of sleep, I feel like I have insomnia because I get about 3 or 4 hours a night. And so those are really the 2 issues that I really deal with day to day. Other than that, I would say I feel a lot better. Back in 2017, I didn't know what was going on, and I finally got on some medication, and so I started taking T3 medication, and then eventually started taking T3 and T4. So right now, as it stands, I take about 25 micrograms to 25 to 50 micrograms depending on the day of slow release T3, and also 200 micrograms of T4. So that's just putting it out there what I take currently. Other than that, I don't take anything. That's just to have a normal thyroid balance. So just want to let you guys know and put that out there. That's what is out there on the table, so we kind of have an idea of what things are going into this. So now, you know, I put it on the title of this video. This is obviously my blood work, and I got some very interesting results from this. My girlfriend actually got the same test that I had done, and this is the most comprehensive blood work I've ever had. I've always really just gotten, you know, a CMP panel, a CBC done, some triglycerides tested, testosterone, and those are really and my thyroid, those are only the things I've gotten tested before. With this one, I've got my food allergies tested, I got my heart results, I got everything done. So I learned a lot from this test, and hopefully, you know, you guys can kind of get a better understanding of your own health from this too, and perhaps if you have some of the same symptoms that I did and currently still do have, you guys can take it upon yourselves to get it done too. So hopefully I can get everything outlined the way that I want it to in this video. I feel like every single time I make one of these videos, I always go, dang it, I should have said that, or I should have put it differently, or you guys get the picture. So hopefully I can, you know, address everything that I need to address. And if I don't, if you guys have a question with something, feel free to leave it down below. And hopefully all this will be timestamps so you guys don't, you know, well, actually, if you want to watch the whole video, then feel free. Anyway, so starting off first, I want to let you guys know that this blood test was done at about 10:30 in the morning. You collected at 9:30 in the morning. So first page is really good. Basically, cardiac function 1.0. And I just want to say, full disclosure, guys, I'm not a medical professional. So like 80%, actually probably about 50% of these things, I have no idea what they are. So like when we look at cardiac troponin, NT, like all of these are just abbreviations for certain things. Like obviously, I mean, they're all in the normal ranges, so I'm cool with that. Moving on to the next page, the HSCRP was flagged for being a bit high. I've went over all of these with my doctor, who is obviously a medical professional. So he said that that's not really anything to worry about, considering that everything else is normal, and that can actually be skewed because whenever they actually insert the needle into your arm to find your vein, that can skew things. And I really don't have any, that's inflammation. I really don't deal with that often, so I'm not really too worried about that. And I do want to say that I got this test back and I was extremely worried before I actually met and consulted with my doctor, and he helped ease my worries a lot, so that's good. Now moving over into lipids, and before we get into this, guys, I want to let you all know, because every single time that I do a video like this and I show my results, it's always any sort of negative number or anything that's actually negative is automatically deemed because of my job and because I do food challenges. And I want to reiterate this. I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again. Certain things in certain numbers like this, I've always had. And I've had them due to genetic predispositions to it. So what that means is my mom's side deals with certain health issues. My dad's side deals with certain health issues, and it goes and it runs in the family. So considering my lifestyle and considering the fact that I've dealt with these for the entirety of my life, meaning from my childhood to my adolescent years to my adulthood, which is now, despite me saying that, I know I'm gonna get a bunch of people down below saying it is. Can't win them all. Oh well. So anyways, total cholesterol is good, 158, and triglycerides are good at 113. Now my HDL and LDL cholesterol are skewed, so they're a little bit off. And this, I got these numbers back, and I've been getting my numbers done with this, well actually it wasn't this lab, but I've been getting these checked for years now. And I initially freaked out at these and was like, why do I have high cholesterol? It doesn't really make any sense. And then I went back years and years and years, and even back in like 2011, 2012, when I was 130, 120 pounds, I still had high cholesterol numbers, despite the fact that I have an extremely healthy diet outside of food challenges, and despite the fact that I do hours upon hours of cardio daily, not so much daily, I do about 2 hours of cardio a day when I'm riding, and I train with weights every single day of my life. I'm not a sedentary person. I'm not someone that's obese or overweight. I mean, you could call me overweight if you adhere to like what the BMI says, but that's like mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing that my cholesterol is high. So I don't care like who you are, but you can't say that that's due to doing a massive food challenge or a food challenge in general. There's been weeks where I haven't done food challenges, so it's not really a consistent thing, but that's the biggest thing. It's like when I go through these results even more, it blows my mind. So those were, you know, those are there, but they've actually stayed the same. I did a blood test back in 2017, right before I actually started seeing my new doctor, who put me on my thyroid medication, and I had my lipids tested then, and my HDL and LDL basically stayed the same. So it's not like I'm gradually decreasing or I'm decreasing at all. They basically stayed the same. So he told me not to worry about it because my triglycerides are normal and my total cholesterol is fine. And then moving over into like these ApoA, ApoBs, they're basically all just triglycerides. Next is diabetes and weight management. So my glucose is just like 2 points over the normal range, so I'm not that worried about it. That can be altered by virtually anything, like my diet the day before, how much sugar I had the day before, whatever you want to call it. My insulin is fine. He actually said it was almost perfect. So that was at a 4. Reference range is 2.6 to 24.9. And then moving over into HOMA. So this one was actually, I had no idea about this. I've never had this tested before. So that's basically your insulin resistance. And so apparently or insulin sensitivity, and apparently I'm very sensitive to insulin. So I don't know what that means, guys, but I'm gonna kind of go into all my hypotheticals after I read you guys all of this. I guess I should probably do that. And then right below that is my leptin levels. So if you guys don't know what leptin is, it's basically your fat burning hormone, regulates your energy expenditure and a lot of other things too. And this is extremely, extremely important because this regulates also your hunger signals. So day to day, I'm extremely hungry. I'm hungry all the time. And so for me, this made perfect sense, but also at the same time, it doesn't make sense because somebody that has chronically low leptin levels, that has crashed leptin levels, is someone that's like malnourished, extremely low body fat. I don't have extremely low body fat and I'm not malnourished. And I just don't know. And someone with high leptin levels is someone that's generally obese or overweight and carries just a lot of extra weight on them. And so for me, I look at these numbers and I see high cholesterol and then I see crashed leptin levels. So high cholesterol is indicative and I can't even talk again. Indicative of somebody that is overweight, sedentary lifestyle. But how can that be when I have low leptin levels and I have apparently it's giving me 2 different avenues right now. So I don't really know what is going on. Now, I have started, actually I'm gonna be taking a supplement to help out with my leptin levels, so hopefully that will work out. I'll go into that at the very end of this. Moving down into calcium, bone mineral health, everything's fine. Calcium, parathyroid hormone, vitamin D, all of that as well. Magnesium is great, sodium is great. Potassium was a little bit high, and that's because I eat pounds of vegetables a day. It's green leafy vegetables have a lot of potassium in them. Chloride's fine, all of that is fine. My BUN is high. BUN is basically your blood urea nitrogen. I cannot talk today, I don't know why. So that's always been high for me because I have a pretty high protein diet. I eat well over 200 grams of protein a day. And yeah, that's pretty normal. Now, I would be concerned if my liver enzymes and my kidneys were off, but those are all fine for like the first time in my life. Usually my liver enzymes are like skewed way off the charts. So that was really good. Total protein is fine. Now moving on into my thyroid, and this is actually something that I'm very happy about because my thyroid is something that I've always worked hard to correct. My numbers, I've always felt like they've actually always been on the lower end. They've actually never been really normal. So now I'm looking at all these numbers and they're normal. My T4 is normal, my free T4 is normal, my T3 is normal, my free T3 is normal. My TSH is low for like the first time in my entire life. The only time my TSH has been this low, and TSH is not the biggest indicator of your thyroid functioning at all. A lot of doctors just test for TSH in and of itself, and then they diagnose people, and that's not the way to do it. My TSH, as I was saying, has been low before like this. Back in 2012, when I was first put on levothyroxine, which is just T4 by itself, and I remember that's the only time in my life that I've ever went into a hypermetabolic state. And honestly, guys, I'm just gonna be 100% with you right now. Over the past 2-3 years that I've been knowingly like having thyroid issues, and my body temperature, I've woken up and it's always been in the 95, 96 range, maybe in the 97 range. I've dealt with chronic fatigue, my hair falling out, just lack of motivation, like all these symptoms that are typical of someone with a hypothyroid. I've wanted to be hypermetabolic. I've wanted to be hyperthyroid. I've wanted to be in. I just want to see what it's like to actually be able to have like a thyroid that actually works again. And so I still deal with a lot of these symptoms. So when I saw that my thyroid is actually normal again, it's actually been pretty baffling to me. I don't really know why I still feel a lot of the symptoms that I still do, because my thyroid, it says that it's normal. So I'm a little lost, honestly. Like I said earlier, I take about 50 micrograms of T3 a day, and then I take 200 micrograms of T4, and I just increased my dose of T4 to 100 to 200. We gotta wait for this siren to go by. So anyways, that's the thyroid thing. And I know a lot of you, 99.999% of you are not doctors, and it doesn't really matter if you're a doctor or not. I still want to put this out there for you guys so you can, a lot of you have thyroid issues too, and I like to hear what has helped other people and has worked for other people. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything, always feel free to drop them down below. Next, we're moving on into hormones. Cortisol is actually normal. I'm used to this being high. It's been normal the past 2 blood tests, but I always like to test it anyways. DHA, sulfate, normal. Estrogen is actually low for the first time. I'm used to actually having high estrogen. All of those other ones below it are fine according to my doctor. And then testosterone's actually gone down a little bit. It's usually really high for me. It's actually right above the normal range, so it's good. Testosterone bioavailable is good. Testosterone free is good. It's all in the green. Prolactin's good. It's in the green. Total PSA, I can't really remember what that's actually for. I could lie and make up something, but I won't. Total iron's fine. And then white blood cell count, all these I'm used to actually having like really low. I'm used to having really low white blood cell count and all this, but they're all normal. So that's always super good. And then moving on, guys, into the biggest, I guess, like wow of everything is food allergies. I've never had food allergies tested before. So the good thing is almonds, cashews, egg whites, fish, hazelnuts, those are all good. Milk's good, but your boy has a peanut allergy. I shouldn't say like I have a peanut allergy, it's a slight peanut allergy. So that came up as like in the yellow as high. Sesame seeds, that was another whoa. And then wheat. So I have an allergy to wheat. So there's slight allergies. They're not like, oh, you can't eat that, you can't touch a peanut or you will die type of allergy, but they're out there. So, but yeah, I was really surprised about that, and walnuts and a bunch of other like oak and tree stuff too. But at the end of the day, guys, I wanted to kind of, because I'm gonna get a lot of questions about this right now. In and of itself, I currently weigh right now 176. So ever since I got back from Texas and really just started kind of working more on my diet, I was about 185, 187 a few videos ago. And so I've dropped some weight. And right now it's like, I have kept my calories the same, and I haven't been tracking macros or anything or calories. I've just been kind of eating the same things every single day and the same amounts of them. So I wanted to because I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions again about this, what my typical day looks like in terms of eating. And so roughly my calorie intake ranges 1,800 to about 2,000 to 2,100 calories a day is on a pretty sedentary day or a day I just go to the gym. Now, if it's a ride day, if I ride my bike, 2,300 to 2,500, maybe even 2,800 calories a day. So, I mean, those are pretty low numbers, but given the fact that I have one day of extremely high calories, that's kind of how I structure everything. Definitely have some stuff I need to work on, but still, these are numbers that I'm not too worried about. I just still am a little confused about a few things, and I'm hoping that, by showing you guys this and telling you guys everything, being fully transparent, you guys can, share some insight or let me know if you've dealt with similar issues before. Honestly, it's felt like I've been fighting like an invisible enemy for like the past 3 years, and I feel like I'm at a point now where it's kind of like, well, what do I do? What do I fix? If I work on my leptin levels, if I try to really fine tune that, in my opinion, if you want to ask me what the issue is, it is my sleep, because I've always kind of honestly felt like one of those people that's like, oh, I'm super hardcore, I'm hardcore because I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. When in reality, it's like, sleep is one of the most vital, most important mechanisms for your body to repair itself, and hormonal regulation occurs during your sleep. Like all of these very important things happen during your sleep. And so, I actually posted these results on my Instagram, and is my camera even recording? It is recording, good, cool. Anyways, I posted all these results on my Instagram, and I had a ton of people reach out to me. And it's not, occasionally I get those trolls that just go, oh, haha, it's totally because, you stuff all those calories down into your mouth, good. Hopefully it like, believe it or not, guys, people do make those types of comments and even messages, and I will most likely get them on this video too. But the important thing is people actually see that and they reach out to me, whether it's, you know, oh, I have my own issues too, or here's what you could possibly do that worked for me. So I got a lot of people on my Instagram that sent me direct messages, and surprise, surprise, sarcasm intended, a lot of them are actually endurance athletes. They're athletes in whether it's running, swimming, cycling, all these different things. And so for me, that wasn't, well, I mean, really that much of a shocker. So I don't really know if it's having to do with my lifestyle. So if you guys don't know, I intermittent fast for about 16 to 18 hours a day. Usually have my first meal around, I would say early dinner time, so like 5-6 p.m., sometimes 7 p.m. I know fasting in combination to having, you know, endurance exercise in your routine and also having low body fat, which I don't really think I do, but a lot of people have said that to me, can have implications on your leptin levels. So there's a lot of things I'm thinking about right now. As I mentioned earlier, I have actually started on, well, I haven't started yet because I ordered them, but I'm actually going to be taking niacin, which actually, it's a B vitamin that can help regulate your HDL and LDL levels. So hopefully by taking that, I'll actually see some increases in that. Also gonna be taking fish oil. I actually stopped taking fish oil a few years ago, so I'm gonna start taking that again. Hopefully that can actually have some effects too, which will help. And then I am gonna be seeing my my actual like big MD on the 12th. So I have 2 doctors that I see. So I'm gonna be seeing him, and if it needs to happen, I'll have to start taking some sleep stuff, some sleep medication, which I'm completely fine with as long as it's, you know, it's something like Ambien, which isn't addictive. So hopefully I can get started on the right path. I mean, if I'm at the point right now, guys, and just again being fully transparent with you, you know, if sleep is the answer, I want to actually, like, I'm at the point where I just want to experience what it would be like to actually wake up and go to bed and wake up rested. I haven't felt something like that in years. So hopefully I can find some answers, and I'm gonna turn off this camera and go, dang it, I should have said that, I should have said that. But I mean, at this point in the video, I kind of just said everything I need to say. And hopefully, you know, you guys out there can take something away from this, and I do want you guys to know that I will, you know, do my best to keep updating you guys as much as possible. I do plan on actually relaunching my podcasts that I was doing for a while, likely next week sometime, so you guys should stick around for that. If you guys have any other questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. Of course, be nice, be thoughtful. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. I'll see you next time.